Hello people and welcome to watch yet another World Team Carcassonne Online Championship match or matches of 2026. This is still the first week of the group stage, and as you can probably hear, I did say matches, so we'll be having two matches today. First between Greece and Hungary, and then afterwards between Catalonia and France. Hopefully we'll be able to catch the entire match, but we might have to sacrifice the beginning of the second match for the common good. Now we are also experiencing, not experiencing, but experimenting with a new scoreboard. So now we are trying out a live scoreboard. So as per as per the name, it should now get me rid of having to update it manually. But we'll see how it works and if it works as intended. So up for the first match with Greece-Hungary, we have the following lineups. As well, you can see them above me. Up on the first table, we have Ste-fa-na-kis versus Ste-fa-na-kis. That's Stefanos Alexandrou versus kissduska. Dusan, who is I believe the second youngest, the second ever youngest player to take part in the WTCOC ever in its history. So there's a nice, I guess, early title for him, only at a mere 10 years of age. Then on table 2 we have Vasilis Tsafos versus Ildiko Takash. That's Empatis versus Tildi. On table 3, BS12 versus Szigfrid. That's Sakis Anagnostotis versus Josef Tihon. Tihon certainly one of the carrying strengths, let's say, of Hungary, and I do assume that a lot of success is expected from him if Hungary is first of all aiming to get to the playoffs and maybe even beyond that. Table 4 we have Andreas Carquinyolis versus Ruben Cox's Bakti. That's Mir 14 and Mosopal respectively. And finally on table 5, the Greek captain Georgios Kyriasidis that is Ascetos, and he'll be facing off against Robert Iles of Robill by screen name. Now we'll be focusing on the table number 1 to see how the young prodigy is going to handle in his first ever tournament match. And a reminder, these are of course a best of 3 duels each one, so one loss of a game does not yet lose you the duel itself, and 3 duels of course needed to win the match. And I have so much stuff that I again have forgotten about my drawing tools, so please excuse me for just a moment whilst I fix that. Go here. There we go. And might I actually place it above this? So, okay, good stuff. So, certainly, as you can see from the rating-wise, Dusan is certainly a heavy underdog, as well, not only by Elo but also by his by comparing the experience playing competitive Carcassonne between these two players. Ste-fa-na-kis has been in the scene for many years now, but you all gotta start from somewhere, and Dusan definitely has great teachers, being his parents with the screen names Kissemo and Valic. But more of those, more of them later when we get to see them play as well on the upcoming weeks. So far, Ste-fa-na-kis with a 12-point lead here with a nice loop road, some very early fields here, and an incoming 6-point city, whereas Dusan doesn't really have much going on him at all, just merely attacking this 3-point road of red, and now also having his city invaded. Does get the first points on his own scoreboard, so that's something. But I have to say the start of the game is definitely not that let's say gentle for Dusan here. But we'll see if he's going to be able to muster up something nice. We see, first of all, a blocking attempt, which is very quickly taken away by Ste-fa-na-kis. The first monastery of the game getting into a decent 6-point spot, and finally Ste-fa-na-kis does get to finish off the a 10-point city, and also gets to expand the field from 3 to 6 points. Not that the field itself has all that much growth potential. It's going to need a curve over here ideally to create some green squares onto the field, and well, this one single green square is all that it has at the moment. But for now, the field doesn't really even need to grow if red is able to actually just maintain the lead, which is currently very staggering, even of 20 points, and now even basically equalizing the monastery of Dusan with his own. Some own cities for Dusan, finishing the previous one, starting a new one, and finishing it straight away. Now, it is going to be like slightly annoying, to say at least, for Dusan to be able to use really any city tiles except for city caps effectively here. I mean, if he gets like a Dorito, a triple city, a extender, any of those, he doesn't really have like great places for those tiles. I mean, the best he can do is probably go over here some way, somehow, with some orientation, and try to maybe overrun the city. But this is certainly unfortunate. Well, not so much unfortunate, but just, I mean, it's just like a clear-ish miss from the young Hungarian. Now, he does start a city in a very convenient spot, like away from all the trouble, but in the process, he creates the opportunity for Stefanos to invade the shared city with a second meeple, and since there are all three, now only two, triple cities with a road remaining in the deck, then it is likely that Stefanos will be able to get one of those at least and fill up the square, and is now threatening to finish a what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 point city, 16 point city actually, with also some daggers left into the square, with 2 daggers left into that square. So the rough odds of being able to finish that city were about what did I say, 75 times 75, like I don't know, like 56% or something. And the dagger is indeed drawn, which certainly puts a lot of pressure on Green now, because he can't do anything about this. On top of that, the monastery of Ste-fa-na-kis has been able to be completed with very efficient manner by completing 2 cities to the field, now bringing the field altogether down or up to 12 points, even with another city cap available there. And this field, I mean, certainly it is something that that has to be attacked by Dushan, given that he is now at minus 30 points, and it is exactly what he does. Now the issue, of course, is that his city over on the right does get attacked, so even those points will, or at the moment, will not be really going for Dushan, at least unless if he's able to get unless he's able to get a second meeple to the party, which actually might be, well, not only realistic, but also something that he might even have to resort into doing. Now there are still 3 vanillas in the decks, in the deck, and well, unfortunately for Dushan, there are no dividers, but those 3 vanillas will certainly be quite juicy if he manages to land on any of them. Now, this city completion does not really bring all that much light into Dushan's chances here, given also that with the restriction which was made by Green, bringing this connection down to the one and final horse tile, or this triple city with a road, the overrun of the city has become more unlikely, because even though there are attacking tiles, the connection tiles to the actual main part of the city is not really all that likely. It's only like a 50-50 shot, a bit less because Dushan was not the starting player. But the main focus, of course, at the moment, well, the main worry, I would say, for Dushan is the absolutely staggering scoreboard lead of Ste-fa-na-kis of 60 points to 14. And Dushan is trying to do something about it with the attack on the field with a second meeple. Now there are actually quite many connection tiles still. I can see at least 1 monastery here, still all the same 3 vanillas, and probably at least some curvy tiles or curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 2 curves still available, and maybe even some other tiles. And that seems to be quite a good a shot at getting the second farmer into the field. And this is actually not that bad. And now it does slightly restrict the amount of tiles that fit into the square and that fit in bringing the second meeple to the field, but they do restrict the tile into the most lucrative one, which is the monastery, which might indeed be the saving. Oh well, maybe not. Maybe the saving grace is a bit too much to say given the point lead, but it's a risk that Dushan might indeed have to take for the point maximization. Now he's going to be getting some quick points here and there, but quick points are not really like, yeah, they are just not the thing that is going to bring the victory for Dusan at this point. I actually would have allowed to see maybe even a third farmer over here. Um, Instead of taking these 4 points, which are certainly feasible on a like a lower level, but given the attack of Stefanos with the second meeple and it's quite likely connection as well with at least like 5 or 6 um, connection tiles. I think it's actually entirely impossible to prevent Stefanos from connecting, and there is the connection now. Also comes with a potential 8-point city. But now, not only is the majority of the farmers belonging to red on this field of 12 points, but also the fact that this green farmer is stuck to 0 points is really just not bringing any kind of good stuff sees for the player with the green meeples. The 8-pointer is swiftly finished and even dropped with another farmer, of course, given that there are still actually plenty of connection tiles over here. So Stefanos not only trying to be efficient with his meeples because there are still quick point tiles, but also trying to guarantee that there is no world where Dusan finds himself with a tile like this, goes over here, drops a farmer, and then connects with a monastery or a curve or something for another 15 points. Now we do see we do see an attack coming from Dusan still, but unfortunately this is in vain. I do believe that it will every single time get blocked fully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and unfortunately there are not even curves for Dusan to actually connect. So certainly tile counting is what the young Hungarian needs to work on. Not that he wouldn't, not that he would be lacking the time for it. I mean, for God's sake, he's 10 years old, so has the next 6 decades to work on it. Just takes a 6-point field at the top as his final move, and a nice 7-point ruin for Stefanos. A very comfortable win for the Greek of this first game. And with this very visible like skill difference, there should really be no issues, I presume, with checking this down to a 2-0, but we shall see if Dusan manages to find some miraculous, let's say, shape-shifting powers, upping his level of play here. And this is actually a great chance for me to check if the scoreboard is working, because I cannot see it live. Aha. Okay, well, seemingly the scoreboard was only working now. Yeah, I think I do have to do a very small manual thing every time, but well, it's certainly going to be much more convenient for me than the earlier setup. So we're still kind of like riding on like I don't know, good feelings and efforts so far when I'm trying to figure things out with the new setups and systems. Okay, so one thing that that I certainly would be would encourage for the Hungarians to teach Dusan very in a very quick manner is the two-city principle, because like making these super conservative moves of finishing your your only one-point city, your only available city cap, instead of starting a new one and going over here, disrupting the road of your opponent, like doing these multi-purpose moves. It's going to show as a very big well, let's say downside in his gameplay and in his results first and foremost. So the very key aspects of being like tile counting and like two-city principle, I think is a good starting point for a newer player to start like kind of evolving into this competitive mindset and tactics. Early farmer for Ste-fa-na-kis, also kinda endangering the road. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the vulnerability of these roads. I mean, like they are not fully blockable as of right now. Even if they were to be restricted down to two starting tiles here and here, because there are still two starting tiles left in the deck. But it's gonna be really annoying if those restrictions are made, because then you really hate using starting tiles as part of like road building materials, because they are just like usually not that like valuable like as road builder tiles. Like usually you want to use them city caps as city caps. Stefan is also mentioning that he has a connection issue, but unfortunately for him, there is really nothing he can do about it, like in order to really get. Well, I mean, I guess he can try to get pity from from his opponent, but by rules, I mean, I believe you are just responsible of your own connection, and if that doesn't like really um, go well with you, then your opponent just fully has the right to just take the win. Also, Stefanos is making some humongous mistakes, in my opinion. Or is he? Well, like, no, never mind. I thought there was like all three daggers with the with the right hand side curve gone, but there is still one remaining. So maybe it's not like a huge deal, but certainly this restriction would be quite severe, and well, it is finally being made. Give or take like 3 moves later that I would have wanted to see it being made, but being made nonetheless. Monastery for Dusan, and the field of Stefanos has now grown into 6 points, and with the free city cap available on the field, plus the, of course, restricted city, well, restricted 1-point city of Dusan, which upon completion is also, of course, going to bring 3 points to the field. So even the completion of the city is like not even that bad thing to happen to Stefanos. It's not really about the points in this scenario. It's more about getting the meeples back into Dusan's hand, which is going to be the more, let's say, effective threat for his opponent. starting tile is being drawn, and it will complete the road of Stefanos with added benefits, because there is also a nice shielded extender being taken and meepled by the player with the red meeples, also bringing the field potential to even bringing the field potential even further. We also see that Dushan was close to being able to finish off a city of his own after a divider was drawn, and Stefanos took away 14 points of his own plus a 6-point farmer, and then tried to just maybe cause a ruin of or even a losing ruin of 2-1, but a ruin nonetheless. However, with the Dorito and the Triple City being drawn very swiftly, then it leaves really no other chances for. Actually, it left a lot of chances for Stefanos, because he went for this connection immediately, even though I believe all daggers were gone at that point. I do believe all daggers were gone at that point, so just a simple block, full block, would have actually, I believe, done a lot more for Stefanos than trying to connect to it. Because yeah, I guess the connection will be worth like what, 7 points, but I mean 7 points for an extra meeple when you are ahead by this much is really not that much. And we do see the blockage being actually finalized by Stefanos. Really wants to take away, I guess, all chances for Dushan to muster up like a third city meeple over here, taking over the city with a triple city with a road. Yeah, it does offer Stefanos a chance to enlarge his own part of the ruin now, as he does, with still some ruin tiles left, especially with the quad city still remaining in the deck, and it will actually only be able to be used to further enlarge the ruin of Stefanos. So if it lands into the hands of green, it will be not a very bright a day for him, as not only will he be adding 2 points to his opponent, but he'll also be just entirely wasting a move. Plus 26 at the moment is the lead of red, with plus 32 with the field of plus 44, 50, 55, 59, and then bring it down to like 50, 51, 50, 42, like 39 points, 35 points of a lead with 11 tiles remaining. I don't really know what type of like Lord Voldemort magic Dushan has to do, but I have serious doubts that it would be even possible. Divider goes to Stefanos. Likely, I want to say it's gonna go just onto his field somewhere, maybe just here or here. Now, unfortunately for Stefanos, it's gonna cause a very minor like downgrade into his position, being that now the quad city can be used onto the city cap, so there might not be forced points coming from green to red, but with a staggering lead already, such as Ste-fa-na-kis has, then it is not really a problem whatsoever. Monastery for Stefanos, really with only one meeple in hand. I mean, he could meeple, I guess, the monastery somewhere, but I mean, he could meeple it here and live a good life. But given that there are still city caps in the deck, given that there are still curvy tiles in the deck and quick point opportunities, I don't think he should be doing that. And he doesn't just takes away the opportunity from Dushan to be able to place a farmer at the same time that he would be potentially finishing off the city. And this is certainly a large-ish mistake by Dushan, actually a large, just a humongous mistake by Dushan, with 4 meeples now in his hand and 6 tiles, actually only 4 tiles that he's able to use in this game. He's gonna be left with a meeple surplus, whereas if he would have placed a meeple on the road, then he would have been left with 3 meeples, 4 extra points, and then he could have used like kind of like, I guess, less guilt-free this horse into just taking 2 quick points. But now, as I said, with the quick point tiles remaining, he is going to be suffering of that meeple surplus and going for kind of desperation farmers now. With, I'm not sure if there are curves remaining, but there might. Certainly, I mean, it's a valuable, it's a valiant effort, I would say, like in principle, but you have to be aware of the tile distribution. It might have been like very well possible that there was actually like no possible sequence of tiles in which Dushan finds himself on the field and not blocked. And actually, that is exactly the case, I believe. Well, it's gonna depend on the final tile of Ste-fa-na-kis, but so far I am seeing 100% of scenarios where this meeple is going to get blocked every single time with no possibility of getting to the field, even though there was a curvy tile in the deck. So Dushan is going to be just taking up, I guess, a 3-point field somewhere, or a road, wherever. Well, actually, it turns out that there was a chance for Stefanos to not be able to block the Ninja Farmer, because there were 2 road Doritos, so the only chance of Dushan to get to the field with this Ninja Farmer was for Stefanos first to get one of the 2 road Doritos, and then for Dushan to get the other, and to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 plus 4, so 22-point move, which certainly would have been quite a hefty opportunity, but it is not meant to be. 111-69 is the result of the second game, and that's going to get the second point in this duel for Stefanos, and the match, and I believe the first match point for Hungary. And also, I have no idea what just happened, but let's go here. Let's go here. Do we fix it? Maybe. That. So looks to work as of right now. Interesting. Let's take all these away. Well, at least it's valid now. So Greece leading 2-0 in dual wins. We have game wins for Josef Tikhon, for Robert Iles and for Ruben Cox's Bhakti on tables 3, 4, and 5. And let's actually take a look into table number 4 with Andreas Carquinyolis and Cox's Bhakti fighting in a decider. Quick move certainly with an early lead for Ruben and some simple Dorito build-ups for the Greek. Also, the nice 8-point monastery is going to be a good boost in the early stages, and looks like we are going to be having a bit of a field at some point here with 3 points, at some point likely 6 points onto the field, and then 9 points. And I have no doubt that if Ruben hits, well, practically any road tile actually, like maybe even straight road, I think he's gonna go here and place the first farmer of the game. Yeah, this, I mean, it's all right in a sense. I mean, I really wouldn't be using a valuable crossroad to finish off an easy monastery, but you know, each to their own. It also creates the 4-point. Yeah, also creates the 4 quick points over here, and given that Andreas is not the first, is not the next player in line or in turn, then the 4 points were actually more likely to be taken up by Ruben than by Andreas. So a bit of a coin toss there, which for now has not yielded any results for either player. Well, results or backlashes. And we see also a restriction onto the attack of 3 points, but Ruben is going to decide to double down, which is an interesting choice. I'm not sure if it is the right one. I don't think I would do it, given that he also had a city of his own available for a finish up and then just starting a new one. But I guess it's like sort of a risk management stuff, because you wouldn't really want your opponent doing that and then like yourself be the one who has to draw the quad city, like just in order to prevent like all those points from your opponent. There's a fine difference between having to draw the quad city because you are the one who's going to be on the receiving end of points from it, and being the one who needs to draw the quad city, just so that that your opponent doesn't get the points from it. It's like a big battle of wills, because like when you go for this 50-50 shots, like you are kind of just coin tossing often, like much of the game, especially if you go for it like on the early stages, because you are potentially kind of crippling your potential to score for quick points or to invest meeples to like monasteries or to roads or to fields or whatever really. let's see how it works out. For now, Andreas looks to be in a 10-point lead. Now this field has grown. Now let's keep in mind that this field is for now like a lot of separate fields, but it is very likely that a tile is going to go here and to give a couple of extra points to Ruben's road, and thus also connect the at least now 6-point farmer of Andreas to everything over on the top left side. And this is actually a very nice move here by Andreas. So first of all, starting to do the job of connecting all the fields together, and secondly, providing a platform to do some harassment onto the city, maybe trying to block it, or well, at least restrict it into, I don't know, a vanilla, into a dagger, but there are still 2 daggers remaining. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure into which tile this blue meeple should be restricted to. Given that I see 4 vanillas out there and also the 3 tube dividers, it's probably down down to the vanilla to which you want to do it. But it is not given at all that the restriction even happens at any point. So the ruin of Ruben is looking quite let's say healthy. Of 7 points here, chances to get 4 or 5 extra points with the final remaining cow, or with the final remaining extender. Actually, there are no extenders, only the cow to fit into this square, but a useful square for a cow nonetheless. And Ruben actually, whatever he does, for his sake, I hope he doesn't go here. Because even though it is like 1 point to the city, and I guess in some world he would be making a step towards finishing the city at some point, it's just not worth it, because it brings the 3rd farmer to the field very quickly, and that is definitely not what Ruben would want, because this field is gonna be huge, and you don't want your opponent to have the super majority in there. So just 1 point to the road. Also, we see now the restrictions coming from both players. Now the blue meeple restricted down to the 1 final dagger, and the red meeple restricted seemingly quite heavily as well. There is, I think, still 1 starting tile. There is still 1 city crossroad, and also maybe, never mind, no, there are no daggers with the right hand side curve, but still 2 city caps to fit into this square. 8-point monastery snatched right before Ruben's eyes, and right before he was able to do it himself. Although I think he would have done it himself as well. And well, at least the connection here by this 6-point field meeple is not happening, as Ruben finds himself with the final starting tile, also leaving only 1 tile to retrieve the meeple for Andreas at the top, but that tile does indeed come. And we'll see, actually, are there actually straight roads left into this square to bring the 6-point meeple in? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 1 straight road, and also do note that there is still the quad city in the deck, right? It's still somewhere in there. Andreas with a 4-point move also meeples the road just because he is anticipating the quad city to come, and he's trying to be efficient with the meeples, certainly not wanting to have himself left with a meeple surplus. Ruben even using his vital meeple to take a city at the bottom, which actually is on the field of Andreas. And we are probably going to be seeing, well, we should be seeing this 2-point move come down, and we do. And oh my god, I cannot believe, but the quad city is actually the final tile in the deck, and it is in Ruben's hand. And Andrea is going to be able to get, he's going to be able to get a 4-point road, but yeah, with the 22-point lead on the scoreboard, I don't see the city being enough for Ruben to take this one home, even with a nice juicy ruin, but the field is just, or fields, let's say, are just scoring a bit too much of 3, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 27 points for all the fields is going to boost up the score of red well and beyond the scores of his opponent, and it's going to be a match point for Greece yet again, and it is indeed the third match point, unless others have happened in the meanwhile, and I do not believe they have. So Greece 3, Hungary 0 so far. And let's see how Szigfrid is doing. Actually, I'm gonna check something real quick because I know Ute is streaming at the same time. I'll try to try to double check on which table he was streaming. I think it was table 5, but yeah, covering table 5 basically on both. So let's take a look at Szigfrid here and see if he's going to be able to take a match point for Hungary. Yeah, seeing Joseph still at the well, approach the end game of the second game does not really surprise me at all. With everybody else also, with everybody else having played basically all their 3 games, because Joseph is basically, well, in strong contention of being the slowest player ever alive. Maybe strongly except for the beloved Czechian Martin Moises. Well, there probably is someone like slower than Szigfrid, but slightly quicker than Moises. But that's not confirmed information. 61 to 51, and how's the field looking here? We have Hungary as red. We have 1 meeple there, 2 meeples there, versus 1 for now for the Greek. Who is Sympathy? Wait. Why does it say Sympathy? What on? Good question. Good question. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, because it should be emphasis, but yeah, I have to check on Serhi like what this is all about, because this is some sort of a bug slash glitch or something on the live scores, which I don't really know how. Oh, okay. No, no, yeah. Okay. Now I see why it has been. Okay, so basically what it was is because I had the page translated into English from Ukrainian, so that's why the entire name of Empathies was translated into something else. So I guess it was on me then. Yeah, there's gonna be probably a lot of different kind of um, evil stuff that I have not anticipated when taking this live scoreboard into use, but hopefully we'll be able to use it smoothly in, like, let's say 2 or 3 streams. Well, to be more precise, after 2 or 3 streams. Yeah, so we have maybe the second meeple coming to the field. Is it blockable? With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are still 2 crossroads though, so not the most efficient of a block. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, did I say 6 crossroads? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I meant 3 crossroads remaining. No, 2. 2 crossroads remaining. So probably not going here. The question is, how much is Szigfrid behind or ahead if the field is shared? Can he even just take these 4 points himself? That would be something. Ooh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's nothing to fit into this square. Which means that which means that this square is also blocked. So we have a 0-point farmer here for yellow for Sakis, and well, these field meeples are canceling each other out for 6 and 6 points. We have a larger ruin here for Joseph. Do we have any road Doritos? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have 1 road Doritos. No, never mind. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no road Doritos. So this farmer is also stuck to 6 points. And it very much looks like there is no possibility of Sakis of overrunning the field. There's a monastery, though, I think, still in the deck. Is there? 1, 2, 3. There's a regular monastery still in the deck, so that's a 9-pointer right there. Unfortunately for Sakis, he's also going to be needing a crossroad or some sort of a curvy tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, there's nothing to fit into this square other than the one final crossroad, which is a regular crossroad at that. And yeah, well, Szigfrid is not gonna be able to stop the crossroad, but he does get the 9 points, and Sakis finally gets himself the crossroad, the connection, and that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 18-point move right there. Unfortunately for him, though, with down by, actually, sorry, no, he doesn't even have a meeple in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I blind? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah, okay, so he used the final meeple here. So not 18, but 15 points. But yeah, as I was saying, the point lead of szigfrid is definitely going to be more than enough to guarantee him a comfortable win here with plentiful amount of time of 40 whole seconds and then some left in his clock with a 2-0 win from a table 3 for Hungary. There is at least that consolation point, but it is certainly important for the considering the entire tournament because every single one duel inside a match, no matter if it is lost or won, the match as a whole, then it's going to count towards the tiebreakers if it happens to be so that multiple teams are at same amount of matches won. So we have one more match of this Greece, one more duel of this Greece-Hungary match left on table 5 with, actually do I need to go here? Probably so. Check. So between Robert Iles and Yerios Kyriasidis, and at least scoreboard-wise, it is looking good so far for the Greek with 10 minutes and 8 minutes on the clock. So certainly have been having quite a blast at placing tiles. And I mean the fact that Yerios doesn't even has a meeple in hand and his opponent does not usually tells a lot. +8, plus 10, 12, 16, 9, 10, and how's the fields? Well, 11, and then the fields 17, and then an equal field over here of 2 and 2. And yeah, it's like +24, I think, for Yerios at the moment. And for Robert, even if he wins the field, it won't be enough. It's 18 points. He would still be down by 6. But he's going to try to look for a way to get there anyway, of course, because it is the most points that he will be able to, well, to try and get, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is a curve, so probably what Robert is going to end up doing is going over here, placing a farmer, trying to get the final curve, and trying to win the field that way. I would be kind of surprised if he does anything else, because I mean, usually when you know that you have lost, you just look for the opportunity to make the most points possible. What's the other tile? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just a straight road? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not a straight road. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Some sort of a big city tile, I guess. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I just miscounted. There are no triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No monasteries either. I don't know. We'll see. I can't be bothered. Well. Welcome there, .cat.org. Greetings to all indeed. Yeah, Jarius just placing the GGs in the chat, despite the game not being, well, technically being already over, but maybe you should still, hold your horses just in case you have like terribly miscounted, and then you will be feeling inner pain and terrible suffering if you thought you would have actually won. Maybe like just a city cap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, some sort of a city cap. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 looks like a vanilla. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a vanilla and a curve. So since there is not a 100% chance of getting to the field, I mean, I still will stick to my gut and say that Robert will be going over here, dropping a farmer, just because he can. Well, yeah, like just because he can try to get the majority on the large 18-point field, and then he'll call it a day. A splitter? No, I don't think it's a splitter. There's a splitter here, tube divider here, here, and here. So I think it is indeed just the vanilla and the curve. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, curve. Well, he has 3 minutes to, I guess, bask in the sun of shame of this lost duel for himself, and it will end up with a 4-1 victory for Greece, unless miraculously Georgios finds himself with a 9.5-minute disconnection and somehow manages to lose this game on time. But I kind of doubt it. Robert certainly using every single second of this. Yeah, actually, I mean that is a like a more fancier way of trying to get to the field. I mean, it's still like the same chance, like just a 50-50. Well, actually, this is actually a better way, because he was able to guarantee himself 1 point. Well, actually, no, never mind. This wasn't even a better way, because what Georgios should have done to maximize the highest point difference was to go over here and to deny the point from Robert. So yeah, just the same accuracy as attacking to the field from any other spot and hoping for the curve. And yeah, 23-point difference. And that will indeed be a 4-1 win for Greece. Let's make it official by going over here and well, I guess we have to maybe wait. Yep, okay, there we go. So now then, we are at the gates of actually at very much at the gates of the second match, which has started like 3 minutes ago. So first of all, congrats to Greece for a very nice result for its first what's the word? First group stage match, and 3 more to go. We can quickly check their group here. So Greece, Hungary, Croatia, Peru, and China. and certainly at least two very tough matches there. And Peru does have at least some um, quite decent players. They have Esteban Obregon, at least. Then they have Sanaki, just from the top of my head, and probably more at least 500 rated players as well. But then we'll dive into the next match in Group D with Taiwan, Guatemala, France, Romania, and Catalonia. And as said earlier, it will be between Catalonia and France this second match. So let's make huge changes to, first of all, the scoreboard. That should do it. Give me a few seconds to actually verify that the stuff is changing. There we go. So we'll be actually diving. Well, I'll be opening actually the table 1, and we'll go through the players. So first of all, on table 1 we have Steam 4206, which I believe is which is entirely a new player. That's Ender Akbas of Catalonia, and then he'll be facing off currently the highest rated player on Board Game Arena, Vivian Charlotte, actually a multiple time online national champion of France. On table 2, Miriam Lopers versus Valentin Andre, that's Carquinyolis and Blitz, respectively. Then we have another Catalonian master, well, one of many Catalonian masters, David Boudua, with the screen name Defdeen, and he'll be going up against the 2025 national champion of France, Mathieu Angon. That's bowling on by screen name. Danny Garcia on table 4 with Danny SVH versus Jeremy Grisola of France. That is Riema. And finally on table 5, a former world champion from 2024, Daniel Angelats versus Nicolas Colnet, being the French captain. Now, we are certainly, well, I am expecting Viv to do things of Viv, but now his opponent isn't exactly a beginner, with a rating of just shy of 600, so we could be seeing absolutely anything going down here. In Spain, we have an online league with 4 divisions of top players each. First, second, and third pink and First, second, and third pink, and third orange. I guess fourth orange. Steam is the winner of the the third place, the tercer lugar, it's like giving me some nasty ass vibes, because I can't read the the special characters at the same time. Whatever. So we do have a big ass city here being conquered by by Steam, by Ender. I gotta try to remember the name. And now controlling it 2-1 with using his final meeple on trying to get the reinvasion with how many connection tiles? There's one cow and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, one cow and one field Dorito, so 2 connection tiles out of 21 doesn't seem like a huge like shot of success, but at least there's only one tile in the deck that can block the connection entirely by Ender, and that is indeed the cow itself. Steam finished the in-person Catalonia Championship in 3rd position. Oh, like as in this year. Okay. Well, that is an interesting information there. Welcome there, Inhuman. Hello, Juan Alvarez and Volker. Okay, so we have 20-point difference actually for in favor of Ender here, and we have the field controlled by Viv at the moment. Also, Viv having two of his monasteries stuck here for currently 14 points, now 15 points, versus the 1 point of Ender. So I guess that's, I mean, usually that is a good trade-off. I would like kind of gladly take it, but when you have no meeples, it could be a pain. And also when you are like down by over 30 points on the scoreboard, it really is not looking that great. Minus 33, and ooh, that is painful for Vivienne. The divider does come, and it's going to allow Ender to actually get the entirety of the large ruin slash city. I'm not slash city. I'm not sure if it can be actually finished, but at least there's a dagger. Are there tube dividers? No, there are not. Are there extenders? No, there are not. So Viv is gonna go over here. He's gonna get 2 meeples back at 1 point to the to the city of Ender. I mean, he's gotta go there. Like, he has no choice. Like, he needs to meet. Oh my god! Are you for real? Are you for real? Can it be finished? 1, 2. Oh, it can. There is still a dagger to fit into the square. And that's it, actually. There's one dagger, but Ender actually does get indeed the one and only tile. Well, I guess the one, well, at least one of the tiles that is not able to block the city. And so Vivian is going to be able to try and get his meeple back in another way, and he's going to be able to protect it, which he certainly will be doing. I don't see him doing anything else here, actually. Or maybe he does. Maybe he goes like somewhere over here, but I kind of doubt it. Well, there is the final dagger, which will now no longer be, of course, used over here, as there is no incentive whatsoever for Ender to give meeples back to Viv. Probably used over here, actually, taking a 6-point road and enlarging the city, enlarging the field by 3 more points. And also, if Viv, man, I mean, I think this is okay, but it is a worse option, I think, for Ender. I mean, at least he can do it now. So now, going over here, taking 6 points, enlarging the field by 3 points, and if it so happens that Viv does get indeed the final dagger, then it also brings yet another 3 points to the field of green. Oh, come on. No, man. Like, what are you doing? What on earth are you doing? Like, this is just... I mean, this is bad, man. Like you don't need this stuff. Also, you just, like, risked, like, basically 12 points for absolutely no reason, because this road and expansion spot for the field could have been restricted down to a crossroad with any tile. And as a matter of fact, we did make a kind of a big mistake here, going for the restriction of the field meeple of Ender with when there were absolutely no straight roads in the deck, no starting tiles, no crossroads whatsoever. So would have been much better to go over here, deny the 6-point road and the enlargement of the field. But with knowing the result, the result of the game already, decided that it is not worth his time to even really think about the moves any longer. You must think that he is a little bit nervous. International debut. That could be a reason. Yeah, I mean, it's a valid reason. Well, so far it is starting off quite swimmingly with a lead of 1-0 of as his opponent being most likely the best French player alive, at least at the moment. And for some reason, Viv is burning his time up for nothing. Well, I don't think he's gonna be having, like, much. Oh, yeah, okay, so Viv isn't even in the game. Like, he's trying to join the game, but, like, or try to find the game more so. He has already joined because the time is ticking. Okay, finally. Yeah, well, unfortunately, that slight misstep is gonna cost Viv 1.5 minutes, but usually I don't think it's going to affect on his performance that much. Still gets to be the starting player, gets to take the first city of the game, gets to take away the road end, and his position is looking very good. Well, not very good, but it's a good starting position for sure. Also getting the nice continuation on his city with a shielded Dorito, forcing Ender to attack and threatening to block the road down to 2 points, and it is down to nothingness, but at least 2 points, and it is exactly what's going to happen. This, though, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a very natural move, but, like, the one thing that you have to think here is that, like, how many points is this move actually, like, gonna produce you? Because you give yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 points for the city, and you give your opponent 3. So that's 2 points only for the city. And then you go for the field, but then the field is going to be now able to be taken from both ends, and so the field isn't really like that important. So, like, really, this move is only worth 2 points. Like, if you really think about it. Now, given that we didn't really have like other terribly great spots to go with the divided two, well, actually, maybe maybe he could have gone for this. I don't think I would have blamed him for that. But I mean, yeah, sure, this is doable. At least there's now guaranteed 8 points versus 4. Breaking of the city of Ender, and we do see the attack onto the city of Viv as a result of using the tube divider and starting another city of his own. And we also see an attack on the city of Ender as well. Probably I have to say we gotta go here as team just to shield off this guy from being able to get into the city. But it is not his decision, not his cup of tea, I guess. I have to say this is actually extremely poor move by Steam, because this piece of road here was actually more of an asset to Steam than a problem, because you kind of want to place like double curves here for the road of Viv and then just let it die, as opposed to just wasting like a tile that you had other uses for. But at least the shielding has been now made, and so far it has been successful, although there is quite a large coin flip here as to who is going to be getting the first starting tile. Or if not the starting tile, then at least, I guess, a straight road or a curve or anything for that matter is going to go here for Ender in order to be able to continue the road. Well, actually, maybe not a curve. It could be going over here with a curve, like indirectly continuing the road. That could be that could be something. But with the second platform now being offered, and we've going for the salvation of the city as opposed to attacking the shared one, which certainly makes sense. Then it's going to create a secondary platform to attack the shared city, but neither does Ender do it, because he sees more potential at the upper city caps, which are easier to complete and which take away the immediate quick point opportunities from his opponent. And neither would have it worked, at least immediately, with the Viv drawing the quad city. Now with only 2 triple cities actually remaining in the deck, it is unlikely that anyone is going to make the attack into this city, unless it's like at the very end of the game, at the very end of the game, because then you don't really like care that there are only 2 tiles, as if it's like 2 out of 6 tiles, it's like really good chance, kind of. 10 pointer for Ender, and also claims the field after Viv gets the 4 points and places a city cap onto the set field. Probably gonna be going over here, placing a farmer of his own, equalizing the farms and trying to block the monastery as he does. Note that Viv does not point the road downwards, because then it would allow a loop road of 4 points to his opponent. Meanwhile, we have also gotten, well, Viv has also gotten the connection to the city along actually a longish time ago, also with a 6-point monastery, but with a small issue of now having to continue a shared feature in order to build and prolong the monastery, which isn't really what you ever want to be doing. Like, you don't have great tiles to place here at all. Like, you can't really be going there with anything else but a city cap, because then you will be allowing your opponent to attack the shared city, which is actually like very decent size. And like with the city cap itself, you don't really want to be going there because you really want to be using like city caps to your own features, not shared ones. So, well, this is one approach. But I don't really fancy it all that much because like it only has like one extender and one triple city in the deck. So the chances of Viv actually getting either of those quickly enough, I don't think it's gonna pay off that well, but he's gonna go for it. And he's gonna get restricted. Now, one dagger in the deck, 2 starting tiles, and 1 city crossroad. So plenty of city caps actually to finish the city, but they will be making it more difficult for Viv to actually finish the monastery afterwards, because likely it will then need the dagger. Oh, is this reckless? I think it's kind of reckless by Steam to, like, it's a 7-point monastery spot, sure. Like, kinda does its job well, but it created at least a nice 6-point road, possibly to be taken by his opponent, alongside finishing the city, and it also enlarged the field of red by at least 3 points now. Well, the real issue in that was I think that Ender wasn't that much behind, I think, or was he? I mean, +7 now with basically equalizing the monasteries here. I mean, it's kinda equalish position, provided that this city doesn't finish. But the chances are that it will, and it does, and the road will be taken by Viv. So, a 6-point road and also another city for the field. So now the field has come down to 15 points actually. And honestly, if I were to be Steam right now, I think I would do exactly this. Go here, bank on getting back the monastery with some extra convenience of 4 points and equalizing the field, because that field is way more than enough, or way more than justified meeple than way more than enough for one meeple, which is justified. That still isn't right, but whatever. So how many curves are there actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are still 2 curves. I mean, that's enough out of 14 tiles to justify this move for sure. And also, when Steam is kind of relying into slightly better outcome of tiles than normal, I reckon, due to the features of his opponents, then it doesn't really matter. But this is something that matters big time, as Viv goes for a ninja farmer, even with one crossroad in the deck, but he calculated that he had enough curves to make this move like in a profitable manner, and he was successful. So now if you're Steam, like what on earth do you do? Well, at least this is the final road end that was in the deck, so now there are no meeples getting back into the hand of Viv, but I don't think he needs them. Like, he has the 15-point field, he has a long road of 9 points, so that's 24 points extra. The monasteries are equal here, the ruin is equal, the fields are equal over here, and it's only 3 points, well, 6 points for Ender. And that's like minus 19, so I have absolutely no idea what what is the move here to do. I mean, like even equalizing the field here, like it's just not enough. It's basically worth 12 points to equalize, and it needs like 3 moves to do. I don't. It's like it's just not even feasible. City caps going into Viv's field, and there actually probably even are some left in the deck. There is still at least a starting tile, so at least one city cap left in the deck. And with this move earlier by Ender, there it does make me think that there is at least one city cap to go here. One, two, three, 4, 5. There are no field Doritos. There is a divider. Maybe, I don't know. Other vanillas? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one vanilla also, isn't there? 1, 2, 3, 4. One vanilla, one divider, one starting tile, a lot of city caps. And that's really bad actually for Ender, because that's pretty much like all remaining tiles are like one regular curve, a starting tile, a vanilla, a divider, and then something. Yeah, that's really bad news for the Catalonian, who actually rocks the Spanish flag. Actually, wait, because I don't think there's a Catalonian flag in PG anyway. What's the flag that most Catalonians rock these days? Is it the Montserrat? Like still? Because I at least there was a time where it was used by quite a many, I think. Oh, well, the extender comes and it's gonna be used over here, yeah, for sure. And it did still allow a divider to be placed over here by Ender and get the meeple back, but also would allow then would allow a connection, not a connection, but another city to the field of Vivian later on. And it is exactly what's going to happen anyways with the starting tile. So boom, 12 points for the field, and yeah, obviously Viv did not bother going here for the curve himself, because he did not want to give back a meeple to Ender to use that for like a 5-point ruin or something. Not that it really would have mattered, because Viv's lead is way more than enough, thanks to the successful invasion of the field. Actually, now that I think about it, there weren't that many curvy tiles, there was like this curve, and then like a road Dorito. And then that was like it. Okay, well, as a backdoor option, there was a road monastery, so I guess that. So like he had basically 4 connection tiles. Well, I guess that's decent, and it does put the pressure on at least. Okay, currently France is leading on tables 2, 3, 4, and 5, and Catalonia's only successful game has been on table 1 so far. So kind of a big steep hill to climb for the Catalonians. Maybe this is it. So we have a nice looking 10-pointer city for Ender, and we have 2 nice looking monasteries to compensate for it. We also have yet another early farmer by Viv. I guess anticipating exactly this move by Ender, so finishing a city, placing a farmer onto 6-point field, and which also had further expansion potential. But I can certainly understand these 3 points. However, this could be a big problem because there are no more road monasteries, in the deck, and a curve only is what this square now is what has to go into the square in order for this meeple to actually get justified. Well, it does have a backdoor opportunity, I guess, to go to finish off the city for 8 points and then get to the field from the top left, but still it does sacrifice, in some cases, the monastery itself. But Viv is a man of many dreams and a lot of hopes, and he is going to absolutely bank on the curve, and he does get rewarded. Well, actually, does he? Because I mean, I think he should be going over here. Yeah, just making sure that the curve is gonna be there, and does forego the completion of the city for 8 points immediately on the scoreboard, but still has plenty of city caps to go here with 2 more daggers and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7 other city caps, plus of course all the other city plus field tiles in the deck that he can ever ask. Second monastery for Ender as well, trying to be extra efficient with the build-ups here, and it actually does work quite well indeed, because like this road end is not going to be able to be used by Viv, as he does not want to risk his city any further, of course. So there is plenty of time for Ender to find pretty much, I guess, any city bus field tile to go here. I guess the best one for him would be the maybe like a field Dorito. I mean, I guess this will also do. Quad City going to one of the two only legal spots, and it's going to potentially cause some issues for Ender, but he does get the salve. Actually, no, it's Viv's turn, so with the straight road can't do all that much, but he does get a small restriction going to the city, and there is really shouldn't be any questions whatsoever. Ay, caramba. Why? Yeah, I was about to say there should be no questions whatsoever of Ender's move as to going over here. It was like the only option, the only realistic option to not to try and save his monastery, his other monastery, and the city from not being guided to the left and basically crippled for the entirety of the game, down to one starting tile. But somehow, some way, he does get absolutely bailed out. I want to say undeservingly, but does get bailed out anyways. And now has this now has managed to actually like pre-salvage, pre-save this spot from the left from the left side of the city. However, his monastery is under threat of getting restricted though, or getting blocked, because there are only two daggers in the deck, and Viv is naturally going for the full block over here. I kind of don't see anything else but Ender going for actually just even further with the completion of the city. From the top, I think is a better way to do it, because then it would only allow an attack with a city plus field tile, as opposed to with a city plus road tile and a city plus field tile. So I think a small imprecision there, but doesn't matter on the outcome. Well, actually, it does matter on the outcome, because Steam also gets a city plus field tile, and now he cannot re-invade. So it is kind of a big issue. Although I guess he could go over here and try to block the city of Viv for good. Because if you can't save your own features, you can always go for the counter block. So to create an equal threat to your opponent as they have created to you. However, it is absolutely not what he decides to do, and he does absolutely get punished for it, because by now he would have blocked the city of Viv. Instead, he goes for a field attack, tries to equalize the field of which actually, I mean, he tries to equalize the field, which is only worth 9 points. It's only worth 9 points. Like it's not even a field that is like really worthy to attack to. It's not worthy to like spend the resources you have. Like 2 free meeples, like going from 2 free meeples down to 1 free meeple is a huge difference. And this I don't think is a justified use of losing that advantage. However, there is one silver lining, and that is that despite not going for the full block earlier, he does go to full block later, and does still manage to get the block going. Does get also his monastery restricted as well, but that is a small problem. well, not really even a problem, because the monastery is 7 points and the blocked meeple of Viv is 3 points. So technically a plus 3, later probably a plus 4, and later probably a plus 5 trade-off there. Also, the situation with the 8-point city is quite great indeed, and the fact that that Ender is going to be able to get a meeple back from the other monastery and go for the well, at the price of prolonging Viv's road, but potentially getting a curve over here and blocking the road of Viv, which Viv should definitely now go for this and try to get the maintain his chances at potentially getting this meeple back at some point. But it will of course also require the same city crossroads. So the fate of this road is dependent on the fate of this city as well. And yeah, we have seen now at basically in every game now, Viv has been playing like half the games without any meeples, and he is again in that same situation. He only has the regular curves to actually get a meeple back. Or I guess he can try to go for the completion of this shared city, which I'm kind of surprised that he does not do that. He seems to be just very invested on getting a meeple back from the monastery, which, I mean, it's justified, I guess. There still are a lot of curves remaining, like 6 regular curves remaining in the deck. Out of 20 tiles, that's a very hefty portion. But he is definitely getting quite unlucky, to say, I guess to say at least, that he still hasn't been able to retrieve the monastery. Like, despite like these meeples being there for like since basically the start of the game, and for like, I don't know, 30 tiles now, still no success. Whereas Ender going for just quick points, just setting up stuff, which which he should be continuing, going over here, creating a 4-point loop for himself to use the regular curves too. This is unfortunately a worse execution of the same idea. So preparing some quick points, but now he has really no immediate spot to use the curve 2. And also, I mean, you can see, I mean, Viv knows his stuff. I mean, yeah, like Viv, I mean, it just takes like half a second, like for Viv to register. Like the tile is going here. I'm even going to like pre-place the tile over here, basically, just to take away the point scoring opportunities. Now we're still not getting the meeple back, which is gonna give a lot of leeway for Ender. Just keeps drawing the curves and just keeps getting the quick points, even though even though he lost some value earlier on. But now up by +4, the monasteries are equal here, 8 to 8, then 3 and 3 here, +5 on this mini battle, so +9. And finally Viv gets his meeple back and is gonna start cooking up the points himself as well. And yeah, interesting choice actually. So Ender not even taking out his second meeple from the monastery, even though there is actually only one tile to fit into this square, and he's like nowhere near guaranteed to get it. But if you want to rely on getting that city crossroad, then you should be going over here and to prepare a 6-point road for yourself, along with the completion of the city here. Also, I just realized that I entirely missed, didn't include that 9-point field of Viv into my calculation. So Viv is actually probably ahead because he's also leading by a few points on this ruin mini battle here. So yeah, now there is a field invasion. And Viv is going to, is he going to be able to make the full block into, there are no monasteries, are there vanillas? 1, 2, 3, 4. He can make a 50-50 block. But it's not really enough, you know. I think he's still going to do that because there are just so many tiles, I think, that fit here. I think there are still plenty of curves. Well, maybe not plenty, but a few curves left in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, actually, not even a few. There's one curve, and there's one vanilla in the deck, and anything else that fits in here. There are no field Doritos. There are no dividers. There's actually, well, that is exactly 2 tiles to go here. But with this tile, Viv, unfortunately for him, cannot make a full block. He makes a 50-50 block, but he makes, unfortunately for him, to the exact wrong tile. And just like that, a 12-point field is now under control of Ender, but he's only like +9 ahead, I think. Like +5 here, +14 here, +2, +5. These are equal. -3, -11, and then I think -8 actually only. Yeah, like +8 for Ender. And Viv, of course. I don't even think I really like this orientation. I think I would have definitely went for just going upwards and trying to get the 9-point field. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it is like the idea of Viv anyways, but he's trying to make that happen with a different tile. He's trying to make it happen with the city crossroad. But he is now losing value because this was only a 1-point move versus going over here for 4 points. And oh, there it is! There it is! The city crossroad for Ender, and it's going to succeed. He's going to succeed in his plan of actually getting the city finished without giving the meeple back from the road to Viv, and it's going to be enough for a win. He was like +1 here, -1. He's like +5, and Viv with his final remaining tile cannot do anything about it. So +5, and I have to say, like, instead of Viv going over here like this, pointing to the left, he would have been able to go over here, point up, then takes like 4 points here instead of 1 point here, which would have also been resulted into 3 more points on this field, so losing out 6 points. And that is actually that is the reason why Viv has now lost this game, because he could have won. He could have won this game even without getting the city crossroad, but his kind of poor planning on making alternative win conditions or win paths aside from getting the city crossroad have resulted in his loss. And certainly what a debut for Ender Akbas, taking down the absolute machine French. And let's see what the score at the moment is. So Catalonia 1, France 2. We have a decider going on table 2, and on table 3, Mathieu Angon currently leading 0-0 against David Bourdois. Let's first of all take a look into the table 2. So we have 10 tiles remaining. We have, of course, this is the table 2. So we have a decider in our hands. We have a hefty point lead on the scoreboard for Mathieu. And we have a shared city over here. We have 7-point monasteries, so plus 25. A shared field. A road for red, so plus 90, plus 25 again. And these farmers are part of the same field again, so plus 25, plus 29. It looks like a plus 27 lead for Mathieu. Plus 24, and Carquinyolis now relying on the curve, or curves, I'm not sure, trying to get the road finished, and trying to infiltrate the field and get the majority on it, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, one single curve remaining. No road Doritos, no road monasteries, so no bailout option of taking a 5-point road. But so even with the connection here, like 20, did I say like 25-point lead at the moment for Mathieu? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 20-point move. So would put Miriam at minus 5, and still would need to do something. Meanwhile, Mathieu is gouging on these points. Well, this certainly does something. I mean, yeah, it takes 5. Well, it takes 4 points, but yeah, I was okay. Well, I was for a moment I was unsure if this was a better move than taking the 7-point move. Well, trying to be a 7-point move, because of course you are relying on the curve anyways. So a 7-point move as opposed to a 4-point move, but with all the road ends remaining in the game, this actually probably was a better move. Well, maybe, I'm not sure still, because even with the connection, if you are minus 5, minus 8, minus 5, minus 1 actually, and you have 1 meeple less, yeah, it doesn't look like the connection is going to be enough, you know. And also, I have to apologize. I have mixed up the tables of Valentin Andre and Mathieu Angon. So this is of course the table 2 with Miriam Lopez and Valentin Andre, and not the table 3. So I'm now assuming that the situation is +1 for Valentin. And I think this is just a 3-point road time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's still actually a road end remaining, so you kind of have to take a road at the moment, because if you get a road end, then you can take the quick points like from here, and then score something with your final move. Because you have to still assume that one of the tiles that your opponent gets is indeed still the curve, right? And then to some other tiles. I don't know what they would be, but you gotta assume that he gets the curve. Sorry, she gets the curve. So going here, +4. Ooh. Does this take away the city? 1, 2, 3. Well, there was certainly... Yeah, there was... Wait, was there 1, 2, 3, 4? No starting tiles, but there was a city crossroad, so it did take away the city crossroad. However, now you have indeed gotten this the quick point tile, and you can't really use it as a quick point tile, although you might have to. Okay, seemingly Valentin has counted that there are no other city caps in the deck. The curve is drawn and placed by Miriam. I believe Valentin is still like +3 and is going to be able to get a 4-pointer. Well, he definitely better pray now that there aren't city caps, because this would be just devastating. So just a 4-pointer. And yeah, a 4-pointer here, 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 wherever really. Well, of course it depends on the final tile. So if it's not a city cap, it's not a curve, it's not a monastery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, is it a Dorito? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it a road Dorito? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it is a road Dorito. Being the tile that is in Miriam's hand. So to be precise, we should be going either here or here and take the 4 points, and to deny the 5-pointer or 6-pointer of Miriam, depending on whether the road Dorito has a shield or not. Well, it is a 4-pointer, but it is a less accurate 4-pointer, because Miriam will be able to take the 5-point ruin or the 5-point road, and thus Valentin will be losing in that exchange. Well, the result is now -1 net point, whereas if we go here or we go here, it would actually be +1. Yeah, it would be actually +1. So this is a 2-point mistake actually by Valentin, which I don't think is gonna matter. I think he'll be winning by like 2 points. And also it seems that Valentin has had stumbled upon into a time issues, only having 10 seconds in his clock, so probably just doing some move here to not lose on time. Because really, even those 10 seconds, you could calculate some stuff, but like you really don't want to fall like below 10 seconds, like just in case like there's like another like small delay on like how long it takes to place your final tile, and maybe it bugs out when you want to place a meeple. Like you want to like kind of savor those couple seconds just in case of like absolute emergency stuff. And a 5-point move is indeed made by Miriam, and we shall see the final point result very soon. Congrats in the chat. And that should be indeed a a sign that France has taken this game. Well, it is a +3 as opposed to +2 final lead for Valentin, so that certainly will be making him happy. And that is also the final game of today. It was Mathieu Ngon has beaten David Boudua on table 3 with a 0-2 result. And whoa, it's not turning into that. And yeah, it's gonna be a 4-1 win for France on their first match of the season. For Catalonia, it's a bit of an early setback, but that's why we have multiple rounds. Just to show you guys this group. So Taiwan, Guatemala, France, Romania, and Catalonia. Everyone will play against each other once, of course. So 4 matches per team. And well, you really do want to aim for the first spot, because then you get the direct spot in the round of 16. And if you are the second or third in your group, then you will have to play on the round of 24 for your spot to the 1/8 finals, to the half quarterfinals. Congrats to France, and well, congrats to the Catalonian deputy Ender Akbas, who certainly wasn't able to aid his entire team to a win, but certainly made quite the debuting performance, and can certainly be proud of that today for sure. Next matches that we'll be covering, well, actually I have no idea as of right now, but the next matches will take place at 2 a.m. Yes, 2 a.m. on Saturday, on 18th of April. Absolutely will not be covering it because I'm sleeping. And then we have Thailand, Australia, China, Croatia on the same day. Those will definitely be matches that are on like European friendly times. So one or the other is probably going to be the next stream on the channel. Other than that, we of course have, well, unsurprisingly, a very fully packed Sunday. First of all, Japan, Uruguay at a very unearthly European time at 4 a.m. for myself, if you are UTC +3. Then we have Hong Kong, Finland, Poland, Malaysia, Vietnam, Brazil. The second deputy team, Ecuador, facing Ukraine. Italy, United States, Czech Republic, Germany, Latvia, Spain, and the second, and the other deputy team, Sweden, facing off against Portugal. So a lot of action packed for Sunday, and some action packed for Saturday. Tomorrow is seemingly a day off, nothing scheduled for Friday, 17th of April. So according to all signs and signs and more signs, you'll be seeing me more on Saturday this week again, so in 2 days. Congrats for today's winners, and I will see you again quite soon enough. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. If you did, there is a very easy way to support the channel by subscribing, by liking the stream, or if you're watching this afterwards, then leaving a comment down in the comment section in the video that is about to be uploaded onto YouTube for the stream. And yeah, bye for now.